Alright, so Inoue puts on an absolute masterclass, a complete performance against Akhmadaliev to retain his titles at 122. This was a brilliant performance again from Inoue, start to finish. Speed, skills, power, everything. You know, Inoue displayed everything in there against MJ. Like I said before the fight, I thought this fight would go the distance. It did turn out that way. MJ, he was in there to win. You know, he came forward, he was in there, he was strong, he was competitive with Inoue. Early on, he backed Inoue up at times. He let his hands go. You know, he really put on a good performance, MJ. You know, it wasn't complete domination from Inoue in terms of, you know, the fight itself, the exchanges and everything. It was on the scorecards because I had Inoue winning every round. I think there was one round I could have given MJ, one round in the fight. But MJ was still in there. You know, Inoue was just doing more. MJ would come forward, let his hands go, and then straight after that Inoue would let his hands go and land something better. You know, so it was one of them where MJ was doing well, but Inoue was just doing better every single round. Until about round 7, then Inoue started to really land some more flush, hard punches on MJ, and MJ looked dejected by that point. He looked like he sort of gave up around round 7. Rounds 1 to 6, he was very, you know, up for it, was doing everything he could, pushing forward, trying to bang with Inoue and try to win, but Inoue was just countering him with harder punches. Was just, like I said, just better. It is what it is. You know, sometimes you do your best, but someone outperforms you. That was the case here. You know, rounds 1 through 6, and because of that, MJ just, I think he didn't give up. Obviously, he went the distance, but his body language changed. You know, he went from being very enthusiastic, walking forward, having a good go at it, to backing up more and looking like he was in there to survive for the second half of the fight. He still threw back at times, but Inoue just sort of completely took over. This was a real masterclass. If anybody wants to see what a masterclass actually is, tune into Inoue against Akhmadaliev. You know, I see people praising Crawford for putting on a masterclass performance where he moved side to side and backwards for 99% of the fight, and got a robbery win. But a lot of those people don't even know who Inoue is, the pound for pound second best fighter in the world behind Usyk. A lot of people don't know who he is and won't even tune into this fight. But if they do, you'll see what a real masterclass is. You know, MJ is a good fighter, very good fighter, very solid. Like I said, he gave a good account of himself in there. Inoue was just another level. That's all it was. So yeah, Inoue gets the win. I had him winning 12-0, or possibly 11-1 on my scorecard. I want to see Inoue versus Nick Ball next. He's done all he can at 122. I think actually he might be fighting Nakatani next. I think his name's Nakatani anyway, the other Japanese fighter who's undefeated. I believe he's at 118 and he's coming up to 122 to fight Inoue. Maybe that fight's next. But personally, I want to see Inoue Nick Ball. I think that'll be a really entertaining fight. Akhmadaliev, he had some success here, going forward, trying to back up Inoue, and he, you know, he did land here and there. And Nick Ball is a stronger version of that. Maybe not as skilled as MJ, but he's a strong 126 pounder. So that would be interesting to see. I'd still back Inoue to win 100%, but that will be a very entertaining fight. Inoue versus Nick Ball. That's what I want to see next. But yeah, again, masterclass. Want to see a real masterclass? Watch Inoue versus Akhmadaliev. Alright, let me know what you thought.